The council will please come. Alderman Mark Betancourt.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen.
Alderman Singh, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If you could all please remain standing. I'd like to ask for a moment of silence at this time for Trooper Aaron Pelletier, who lost his life tragically last week. And unfortunately, that saga continues. People drinking and driving and just taking human life, an unforgivable act. But we want to make sure that we remember him tonight. And every night, please remember him in your prayers, particularly his wife and his young children. Thank you. Thank you.
Proclamation, Juneteenth.
Thank you. This proclamation has special meaning, I think, for the city of Norwich. If you recall, I believe the city of Norwich was the first city to recognize Juneteenth officially. And so I take pride in that, and I'm sure everyone else does here as well. So I'd like to read this at this time. Whereas Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States, whereas in 1865 it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, with news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were now free. Whereas this was 2.5 years after President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which had become official on January 1st, 1863. Whereas Senate Bill number 305 was passed by the House and the Senate of Connecticut and signed into law by the governor, declaring the 19th day of June to be Juneteenth Independence Day, a legal holiday in the state. Whereas Lieutenant Daniel Jenkins II, the first black police officer in Norwich, held the first Juneteenth celebration in Connecticut in 1989, here in the Rose City, educating all to the significance of Juneteenth with a celebration. And whereas Boston Ben Haith, a resident of Norwich, was the creator of the Juneteenth flag while he lived in Boston, a flag that is still flown with pride. Whereas the Rose City is proud of their history of celebrating Juneteenth and being the first city or town in Connecticut to do so, and welcomes the continued celebration of Juneteenth and all it stands for. Now therefore, I, Mayor Pierre Albert Nystrom, and Norwich City Council Pro Tem Joseph A. DeLucia, on behalf of the Norwich City Council and the citizens of the city of Norwich, to hereby declare the month of June as Juneteenth in the city of Norwich. And we urge all citizens to become more aware of the significance of the celebration in African American history and in the heritage of our nation and city, day of the 3rd day of June. And on a personal note, I want to thank then police officer Bill Nash, because I know he worked directly with the Jenkins family in beginning that celebration here in the city of Norwich. Thank you. Yes, sir.
To acknowledge Anthony Holland, our president of our local NAACP chapter. Present him with the proclamation.
Certainly.
And who is the girl we get emails from? Who's that? Brenda, the secretary. Oh, I thought she was in charge. Anthony. I gotta meet Anthony. I've had a chance to talk with him.
On behalf of the Norwich NAACP, on behalf of the Norwich Norwich NAACP, we accept this proclamation. We thank you guys all for your hard work and seeing that this continues on. The effort that you do does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Joe.
Adoption of minutes, May 6th, 13th, budget public hearing, and 20th, 2024.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion for the adoption of these minutes of May 6th, 13th, and the budget public hearing, and the 20th of 2024. Is there such a motion, please? Alderwoman Gould, a second, please. Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes 7-0.
Public hearing number 1, an ordinance increasing the appropriation from $500,000 to $2 million for the cost of planning a lead copper service line replacement program in the city of Norwich, increasing the authorizations from $500,000 to $2 million for the issuance of revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect hereto.
At this time, I declare the public hearing to be open, and I would request anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed to do so. Please state your name and address for the public record at the dais. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance? Again, anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance? Seeing no one, is there anyone here in opposition to this ordinance? Is there anyone in opposition to this ordinance? Is there anyone in opposition to this ordinance? Seeing no one else, at this time, I declare the hearing closed. Thank you.
Petition and communication. The report from Commission on City Plan of the City of Norwich pursuant to Section 8-24 of Connecticut General Statutes, Chapter 15, Section 4 of the Norwich City Charter, an ordinance increasing the appropriation from $500,000 to $2 million for the cost of planning a lead copper service line program in the city of Norwich, increasing the authorization from $500,000 to $2 million for the issuance of revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect thereto. To Honorable Mayor, Mayor and alderpersons of the City of Norwich, referral of the ordinance appropriating 2,000. For
million.
this is the right.
2.9 million.
Excuse us for a moment, please.
This is for another ordinance.
So, yeah, this one needed the referral, but
That's
it's
the
not
one
for
that
this
needed
public
referral, but
hearing.
not this one.
Do you want me to read it? It's not, has nothing to do with this one.
There's no reason.
They didn't need
reason.
referral for this one.
Yep.
Okay. Excuse me. So I guess we have second reading and possible action on the above ordinance previously presented.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to bring this ordinance to the floor. Alderman Singh, second Alderwoman Gould. Let the record reflect that I had seen the letter from CCP, and they did in fact give a favorable recommendation to this ordinance, although we may not have the actual draft in our possession at this moment. Members have comments, questions, or concerns on the ordinance that's before us? Seeing none, then a roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Betancourt?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Yes, thank you. The ordinance is adopted 7-0. I'd like to recognize Pro Tem, please.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to suspend our rules for the purpose of adding 2 items to the topic of petition and communications for tonight's agenda.
Please forward. Second, Alderwoman Sheila Hayes.
Read the first one?
Please.
Oh, roll call first.
I think people should hear what they're voting on.
Okay.
Oh, well, take that back. This is simply suspension. This isn't the 2 items. So is there discussion on suspension? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Betancourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Motion suspension passes 7-0.
Okay.
Clerk will please.
From DeLucia, Chairman of the PC/BOE Board of Education Ad Hoc Committee, recommendation to the Norwich City Council regarding the funding of Norwich Public Schools for the 24-25 fiscal year. Dear members of the Norwich City Council, greetings. At its May 30th, 2024 special meeting, the City Council Board of Education School Budget Ad Hoc Committee considered a motion to recommend the City Council fund the Norwich Public Schools budget to the adjusted amount of its request for the upcoming fiscal year. The adjustment of the budget represents a $403,948 reduction from the Board of Education's adopted budget. The motion was made and seconded, and no debate was heard under discussion. A vote was taken by affirmation, and the motion passed by a 5-0 margin with 1 abstention and 1 member absent. Therefore, it is the recommendation of the School Budget Ad Hoc Committee that the Norwich City Council fund the 2024-25 Norwich Public Schools budget in the amount of $95,680,898.
Thank you. Hayes, you had your hand up.
Do we need a motion?
You wish to move to...
Right, to move
Yes,
this-
thank you.
For the record?
By Alderwoman Hayes, is there a second? Alderman Singh, thank you. Is there discussion on receiving this? President Pro Tem.
I'd just like to thank all the members of the ad hoc committee for their work. This is no different than any other year. This is a very challenging budget. And I would like to recognize the efforts of the Norwich Public Schools administrative staff for coming to the table with significant ideas and cuts and plans in order to service our school system and the children in our school system. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, then a roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Hayes? Yes. Alderman Betancourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Motion passes 7-0.
Second memo? Do you want to, first and second? Submitted to the city clerk via email on 5/31/2024. Dear Mayor Nystrom, I am writing to express my deepest gratitude for your invaluable support and dedicated efforts in safeguarding Greater Jewelers Incorporated property from the potential disruptions of numerous roundabouts planned by the state for Route 82. Thanks to your intervention and steadfast advocacy, our business can continue to thrive in its current location, free from the challenges that these infrastructural changes would have imposed. Your commitment to local business community and your responsiveness to our concerns have made a significant difference, and we are profoundly appreciative. Your leadership and dedication to the well-being of the Norwich businesses and residents are truly commendable. We are fortunate to have a mayor who is attentive to the needs of the community and willing to go above and beyond to protect its interests. Once again, thank you for your outstanding support. We look forward to continuing to be part of the vibrant economic fabric of Norwich under your exemplary leadership. Sincerely, Mark Grader, President of Grader Jewelers.
Thank you. Motion that this can be received, please. Alderman Nash, second by Alderwoman Hayes. Just a little explanation. It isn't often you get a thank you in this line of work, but this is a subject matter, while it has been controversial and not everyone agrees with the solution, the outcome of going from 6 to 4 has resulted in an affirmation that this building, which at one point was targeted, is not going to be taken. Not just the reduction of 2 roundabouts, but this particular business site has been saved. Previously, it was almost a certainty that it would have been taken. And so actually, the prior city council can share or should share in that thank you as well. And some of you were here on this current council who served then. So that's the reason for sharing it. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes 7-0. It is received.
So petition and communication, this is labeled incorrectly, so I don't know if we have to do an amendment, but this is on the letter that I started to read on the Basra project, bridge project.
I just would receive it and make the change.
Okay,
A question, can we motion to amend the agenda to?
Don't,
that's fine if that's how you want to do
don't we
it.
still have a motion where we're suspended to, this is petitions and communications, right?
Yes,
So we're under suspension of the rules and we voted to allow for petitions and communication. So this can be read into
so
the
we
record.
can correct the title.
Yes.
So the correct title should be referral of an ordinance appropriating $2,900,000 for the cost of planning, design, and construction of the utility bridge and water main improvements project in the town of Basra, authorizing issuance of $2,900,000 revenue bonds of the city of Norwich secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the City Department of Public Utilities to enter into a grant loan agreement and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect thereto. And the rest of the letter reads, at a May 21st, 2024 hybrid meeting, the Commission on the City Plan reviewed and discussed the above referenced referral. Seated were Dean Nason, Ella Miles, Nicholas Fortson, Kathy Wazika, and James Cordo. After careful consideration, the Commission voted unanimously to forward a favorable recommendation to the City Council to approve the ordinance as it is consistent with the Goal 2 of the Connect theme of the POCD, ensuring quality of life by maintaining high level of municipal infrastructure and to protect the water supply. Dean Nason, Vice Chairman, rather.
Thank you. Any discussion?
You need a motion?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Make that motion.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Approve the motion?
The second, Alderman Gould. Roll call in.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Motion passes 7-0.
City Manager's report?
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the city manager's report for June 3rd, 2024. Meetings attended were NCDC Executive Board of Directors meeting, NPU City Coordination meeting, Connecticut Investment Fund, CIF stakeholders, and police and fire negotiations. In an effort to increase the collections in the Norwich tax office, delinquent motor vehicles and personal property accounts have been sent to Tax Serve Capital Services. Once these accounts are sent to this collection agency, they handle all billing and collections. Delinquent real estate accounts have been sent letters to initiate collections or referred to our city attorneys to start a foreclosure. A tax sale is in the beginning stages and projected to be held in September of this year. Human Services, Youth, Family, and Recreation Division is actively accepting applications for programs for all ages, and the Rose City Senior Center is hosting an increased number of information sessions on topics from promoting health to avoiding scams. Please check out the department's website at norwichconnecticut.org. Norwich Prevention Council is funding a third Narcan distribution box to be posted in the Reliance Health parking lot on Cliff Street. My assistant, Jackie Barbarossa, who is also the city's liaison for the Neighborhood Assistance Act program, has received 5 applications for this year's program year, totaling $549,000. The public hearing for the applications will be held on June 17th and forwarded to the State of Connecticut Department of Revenue Services before the June 1st submission deadline. The Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act Tax Credit Program provides funding for municipal and tax-exempt organizations by providing corporation business tax credits for businesses that make cash contributions to the organizations that are approved by the Department of Revenue Services. A reminder that an informational meeting for the Chelsea Harbor Downtown Norwich Mobility Study will be held this Wednesday, June 5th, from 5 to 7 p.m. in room 335 at City Hall. Please come and learn about transportation alternatives for our downtown. Congratulations to Fire Lieutenants Mark Landry and Andre Thomason, and best of luck to our 2 new firefighters, Tyler Rokowski and Andre Salon, who were sworn in on May 23rd. And finally, after 13-plus years of service with the city Public Works Director Patrick McLaughlin has announced his retirement at the end of June. Pat started his career as city engineer in December of 2010 and was promoted to Public Works Director in April of 2019. I want to thank Pat for his service and congratulations on his retirement. That completes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Other questions of the city manager? Alderman Nash.
City manager, I was wondering where we are with the fire chiefs meetings.
Yes, the fire chief Tracy Montoya has been having operational meetings with them. I am in discussions with some of the volunteer departments now to reconstitute the meetings. An impediment to that has been the letter that was initiated by the volunteer departments requesting or actually demanding certain action be taken by the city. Until that letter is formally withdrawn, I'm not having formal meetings at this point. I will tell you that I am having positive ongoing discussions individually with departments with the hope of bringing them all back together at a future point.
I appreciate your efforts. Is there anything the Public Safety Committee can do to facilitate moving?
I couldn't hear you.
Is there anything that the Public Safety Committee can do to help facilitate you moving forward with this?
Public Safety Committee is always important and can help. Let me think about that a little bit, and I'll get back to the chair.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is there further discussion or comment, city manager? Yes, Alderman Singh.
Thank you very much. I just want to applaud the effort of Norwich Prevention Council and their commitment with the Narcan distribution. I think it is very important, and it has saved lives of many people as well. And there's a data to prove that, so I think some things really work. Also, I want to thank Pat for his service to our city, and I hope he enjoys his retirement. I do have a quick question. I think few weeks ago, there was a Narcan distribution outside City Hall as well. Was that,
I didn't hear.
there was a Narcan distribution
Yes.
outside City Hall as well?
Yes.
And that was done by Norwich Prevention Council, or that was some other organization?
Prevention Council.
Prevention Council?
Yeah, we don't have a permanent box like the other areas that we talked about, a permanent distribution box where somebody can retrieve a Narcan kit. They are located in a few areas of the city.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Other questions? Seeing none, thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Citizen comment on resolutions on agenda items only.
Thank you. I declare citizen comment on the resolutions on the agenda to be open. If anyone wishes to address the city council, now's the time to do so. Please, again, approach the dais, state your name and address for the public record. I believe State Representative Terrell Wilson signed up.
Good evening, Darrell Wilson, 32nd Street, Norwich, Connecticut. I am here to speak in favor of Resolution 6, I believe it is, making Juneteenth a city holiday. I want to start by, today I brought with me the actual bill signed, copy of it by the governor back on May 27th, 2021. At that time, I was a member of the city council. And having grown up with the celebration, being a member of the Robert C. Duncan Youth Council since the age of 9, knowing the importance of this holiday in this community, but more importantly, as you travel the state, people recognizing Norwich being one of the few cities that has stood so long in celebrating this holiday. And so for me, this is an exciting time for it to finally happen. It's took too long for me. You know, one of the things that I hoped for when it passed back in 2021 was, we all know that there is a cost associated with the holiday. It's a holiday. That we would have worked more diligently to get to this place. I will say, in the last year or so, watching other towns make commitments to this holiday, and individuals looking at Norwich still not having this as a city holiday was somewhat of an embarrassment. Because individuals look at us and the mark that we have set when it comes to Juneteenth, the importance that we have, the dedication, the work that we have done to celebrate this holiday, to illustrate the importance of it through everything we do. And so for me, this is long overdue. I'm excited that we're doing it finally. And this is just one more thing in the step of showing individuals that they are appreciated in this community, but more importantly, that this holiday has a bigger meaning to the individuals, not only just in Norwich, Connecticut, but across the nation. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council on the resolutions before us this evening at this time? Anyone like to address the council on the resolutions before us at this time? Please, Mrs. Filbert.
Joanne Philbrick, 10 Elm Avenue. I guess I'm a little confused, but I'm going to tell you once again, when I'm wearing those earphones, be very careful what you say, because when you whisper, I can hear everything you're saying. I've told you once, I've told you twice. If I have to tell you again, I'm going to tell everybody what you say. It's very hard for me to make informed comments up here because, quite frankly, I don't have a clue what's going on. I don't know what it means when you say you are now going to recommend $95,680,000 in change. I attended the ad hoc committees. I learned a lot. And I have a newfound respect for a certain number of people sitting in the back row. And the reason is because they listened to me. They listened. And they took the heat, and they responded, and we came away laughing with each other and at each other. I have been, as you know, a thorn in the side of Norwich for many, many years. My goal is to make things better. But when you present a budget and there is not one simple question or challenge of a line item in that budget, I'm beside myself. Did you not look at it? I used to be on a finance and advisory committee where I lived before, and we would go over a budget incredibly smaller than this one, line by line by line by line. You didn't make one change except to add how come my green light goes off faster than his green light? $666,000 in change to the registrars. So I'm just going to tell you straight up, as a senior citizen on a fixed income, I don't know what I'm going to do when my taxes go up. I don't know what else I can give up. The children are important, but damn it, so are the senior citizens. And I'm going to take a line from John Lewis. Do y'all remember John Lewis? It's time for some good trouble. You can take that any way you want it. Some of you up there are very successful. Some of you up there pay virtually no taxes at all. Your job is to represent all the people. And any tax increase is going to be a burden on the majority of the people in this city. So you have hard decisions to make. I have hard decisions to make. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to address the council on the resolutions before it at this time. Please. Again, please state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Emanuela Prempa, and my address is 495 Lower Hill Road. And I'm the recent elected president of the Robert C. Duncan Youth Council and an oncoming senior at NFA, and I would like to speak on the resolution to make Juneteenth a holiday. Being in Norwich, I noticed that there's a lot of celebration of different cultures, whether you're Haitian, whether you're Cape Verdean, there's always culture around, there's always celebration around. And I've also noticed that the foundation of Norwich is built on a lot of cultures, one of them being Black culture. Just today, I went on a walking field trip where my teacher explained the civil rights here in Norwich, the foundation of Black soldiers. So I feel like Juneteenth is only fair holiday to really celebrate Black culture in Norwich since it's so prominent in the foundation here. As a student, as a bystander in this community, I just love the way Norwich just celebrates different cultures it has. So hearing that Juneteenth is possible to become a city holiday is something that I think is important and should be passed. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, anyone like to address the council on current resolutions before us? Please, Beryl.
Good evening, Beryl Fishbone, 19 Bliss Place. I'd like to see Juneteenth be an official holiday in the city. We celebrate lots, we brag about being culturally diverse, yet all we do is stick a flag up in the air. And this is a way to actually do something and make a statement about who we are and what kind of a city we are and hope to become. One that's caught up with the federal government. That would be nice. It's been a federal holiday for a while, yet Norwich continues to resist. There are a few other holidays too, but they'll come in time, I imagine. So I just wanted to speak and just say that I was in favor of finally making Juneteenth an actual holiday. Thank you.
Thank you. Please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carlene Chamos, and I'm here in support.
Please state your address.
Okay, 19 Jordan Drive. I'm here in support of resolution number 6. And not to be redundant, but I think it's important to reiterate that the city of Norwich has a long history of celebrating Juneteenth and was one of the first city in the state of Connecticut to have done so. And for those of you who may not know, the Norwich Public School recognized this historic day and has already started the work for you all. So tonight, I ask you to follow the Norwich Public School example in the many other cities in the state of Connecticut who have already recognized Juneteenth as a holiday by voting a resounding yes to resolution number 6. Thank you.
Again, anyone else like to address this on the resolutions before us, please? Anyone else like to address the council on the resolutions before us? Anyone else like to address the council on the resolutions before us? Seeing no one else, I declare general citizen comment closed on the resolutions before us. Thank you.
New business resolutions. Number 1, relative to the adoption of the budget for fiscal year 24-25.
Thank you. A motion to put this on the floor, please. Alderwoman Hayes, is there a second? Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? President Pro Tem.
Mr. Mayor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to postpone action on this resolution to June 10th, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Singh, second. Is there discussion on the action or motion to postpone till next Monday?
Why are we postponing?
Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Yes. Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion to postpone passes 7-0.
Number 2, relative to the adoption of the appropriations ordinance of fiscal year 24-25.
Thank you. Motion, please, to put this on the floor. Alderwoman Hayes, second. Alderman Nash. Is there discussion? Pro Tem, please.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to postpone action on this resolution until June 10th, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion to postpone till June 10th passes 7-0.
Number 3, relative to the adoption of the tax levy ordinance for fiscal year 24-25.
Thank you. Motion to bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Hayes, second. Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? President Pro Tem.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to postpone action on this resolution until June 10th, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Pro Tem.
So I'd just like to say to the people in the gallery and to folks at home that this third resolution is the reason why we've asked for postponement on all 3 resolutions. There is still work to do, and we are going to use every available day before, to work as hard as we possibly can to bring this budget in so that it has the least impact on the tax levy as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion postponed is adopted to move it to 6:10 or 7-0.
Number 4, relative to the city manager being authorized to accept a deed on behalf of the city of Norwich with respect to property owned by High Ridge Associates Limited Partnership.
Thank you. Motion, please, on the floor. Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Alderman Nash.
In the
Corporate
event it's
counsel.
helpful, since it's a 5-page legal description, I made a copy of the GIS map that shows where this is relative to Ferguson Avenue.
Is it more?
That's the same thing. I got two.
There were two. Members have questions of the corporate counsel. If you need a little time to look over the map that was handed out as well.
Mayor? Alderman Bettencourt?
Thank you, Alderman Bettencourt.
Yeah, just, I mean, in a nutshell, this is basically just, we're getting the property in lieu of foreclosure for the taxes.
That's correct.
All right, that's good.
Pro Tem?
This might be more for the city manager, although we might not have the answer to this. Would this be a property that the city could then turn around and sell for private development?
Yes, once we have possession of it, we can do what we wish to do with it.
Thank you.
Just one more thing.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Just a question. Are there improvements on the property right now? I mean, is there a building on the lot?
There's no improvements on it. My understanding, it may be somewhat wet. The Public Works Director recommended that the city acquire it, but I don't think with any particular thought in mind of a project or what might be done with it.
Is it possible it could be used for, water retention or something like that? Or, I mean, would that be a possible use?
It may be possible. I think the thought is that by taking it by a deed in lieu of foreclosure, you avoid the cost of having to foreclose it, if nothing
Right.
else, because the taxes have not been paid in a while.
Okay.
Thank you. Further discussion or comment?
Thank you. So I think correct me if I'm wrong, the process is after we take over this property, it will be discussed in our Public Works and Capital Improvements Committee, and then it will be acted on as a property disposition, and it will come back to council.
I think it should be considered by the committee, and whether they come back with a recommendation to sell it or not
Or-
depends on what they determine.
Or we listed for sale.
Yeah, one or the other.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Resolution adopted, 7-0.
Number 5, relative to the schedule of public hearing on June 17, 2024 at 7:30 PM regarding the Community Development Block Grant allocation recommendations for fiscal year 2024.
Thank you. motion, bring it to the floor, please. Alderwoman Hayes, second, Alderman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Hayes? Yes. Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution adopted 7-0.
Number 6, relative to City of Norwich officially establishing June 19th as Juneteenth Independence Day.
Thank you. A motion, bring it to the floor. Alderman Nash, second, Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Alderman Nash.
I'll admit that I'm a little ignorant with the fact that it already wasn't a holiday in our city since the federal government made it. I didn't know the city council had to act on something that the federal government said, hey, this is a federal holiday. It's I don't know. I apologize to the community for not knowing this. I just want to say that I had a very small part in this, and I'm really excited about it because I remember back in the day when I was the president of the Connecticut Dare talking with some other communities around Connecticut, and when Norwich was one of our very first, it was Houston, Texas, and Norwich, Connecticut. And so we were put in the same category as a major city in the United States. So I was pretty proud of that time with Lieutenant Jenkins, who was a mentor, and we had a very good relationship, fun relationship. We coached together, and I was on the color guard with him and stuff, and he was fun. Actually, quick story about the color guard. He told me I was too short to be on the color guard, but there were 2 other guys shorter than me. So I was just surprised that he used that as an excuse. But we had a great relationship, and I was really proud that Norwich brought this. I was instrument in some of the very first parades we had, which were very poorly attended. But nonetheless, I was proud to walk down the streets of Norwich celebrating this holiday. So I'm really glad that we are correcting something that I was unaware needed to be corrected. So thank you for all those that have continued carrying the torch all these years.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Alderman Singh.
Thank you very much. So there's no doubt Juneteenth has a symbolic importance for our community due to our history being one of the first cities celebrating that day. But I think when I read more about Juneteenth, I think it's also we are celebrating our Constitution and Bill of Rights that give guarantee to all the people living in America to live the life with dignity. And I can easily correlate with that because Norwich is also one city in United States of America that also recognized Sikh Declaration of Independence Day. And on these kind of celebrations, you see that how much sentiments people have for the day when we do these kind of celebration outside our city hall. So I think it was long overdue, and I thank everybody who did advocacy for this to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Alderwoman Hayes.
So I too would like to thank the individuals, and there were many, who brought Juneteenth to the city back in 1989, but there was one person who constantly was in the forefront, and she went to Washington, and she did speak, and she spoke to congressmen and senators, and that was our former president, Jackie Owens. She lived this. This was not something that she had to be educated about. She grew up understanding the importance of Juneteenth. And so as we tonight hopefully declare this as Juneteenth Independence Day for the city of Norwich, we remember that it was Jackie Owens who did the fight for over 30 years to make this a national holiday. Unfortunately, she passed away prior to seeing that come into fruition, but she was there every single year fighting to make this a national holiday.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? I simply add my strong support for this. Although I have to comment, holidays are collectively bargained in this city through union negotiations. They're not done as a matter of decree by the elected body. People have said that we're not doing it. Well, I can tell you there are two bargaining units that were collectively bargaining right now to have this. So that's been the process here. It's not that the council ignored it. It's just that every holiday was collectively bargained previously. We're actually going outside the collective bargaining process to do it. I think it's worthy of taking that step, but I don't want to mention that the city was ignoring it. It happens in the collective bargaining process. I suppose you could say we're violating that right now to some extent, but I'm going to do it. Thank you. Roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted 7-0.
Number 7, relative to an amendment of the existing American Rescue Plan Act allocations.
Thank you. A motion to bring it to the floor, please. Alderman Gould, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Is there discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Yes. Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution 7 is adopted 7-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Alderwoman Gould, second by Alderman Hayes. No discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Bettencourt? Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution adopted 7-0. We are adjourned.